Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Off Axis Podcast, where we talk entertainment, acrobatics, business, entrepreneurship, fitness, and more. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to support, please share with your friends. Now, let's jump into the podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Off Axis Podcast. I'm here with Nicolas Fortin.
Hello.
All the way from Montreal, correct?
Montreal, yeah.
Nicolas is one of the owners of Haut-Vol, correct?
Exactly.
And he's down here for the Trampwall competition. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good.
How was the Trampwall competition?
That was crazy.
Was
Never
it?
seen that many people sharing the same passion.
Yeah.
It was, and the level it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the first one back in 2018 in my backyard, and there was like 40 people there, and there was like 200 people there at this one. It could have been a lot bigger, so it's crazy to see how far these things have come, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was really exciting to watch, right?
Oh yeah. And Vegas is up there with there's so many good talents here.
Yeah.
So it's the place to be.
What was your favorite of the three disciplines that they did in the Trampwall competition?
Oh, I think the routine is the one that shows the most.
I agree.
I was so impressed by Chase.
Come a little closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase was great, right?
Chase's first routine was crazy. If he would have done that a second time, he would have won.
Yeah, I think Chase is probably my favorite person to watch. He's a very off-axis style.
Yeah, he's stylish.
Yeah, I like all the sideways, off-axis kind of stuff. I named my company after that. When I first started my show, well, before I started it, everyone would always talk shit on me because I have a background in scooter and bikes and stuff. And when we flip, it's almost always to the side because you don't stand straight.
Yep.
So when I started doing trampoline, all my flips were to the side. People were like, "Can you just do them straight?" And then so I was like, "Nope, I'm going to call it off-axis."
It's funny you talking about that because in Quebec we say Vegas style is a little more crooked, off axis.
Yep.
Because we used to have really good wall trampolinists a couple of years ago. Thomas, Carl, all these guys, Julien Roberge, and
Yeah.
But they were former trampolinists, so they would flip straight and have a former style trampolinist. But here in Vegas, it's cool to see the freestyle, the off axis, basically.
Yeah. Canada, you guys all seem to have perfect form up there.
I think it's because the best wall trampolinists are from trampoline competition.
Yeah.
And then also we have circus schools. And when you want to get in a circus school, basically, usually you have a background in gymnastics or trampoline or stuff like that. And they also show you how to be good in the air, straight in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like the good lines. So I think that's why.
Have any of the performers in the Trampwall competition worked for Haut-Vol?
Half of them.
Half of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. For all
Maybe
of my
not
Americans,
half, but a lot of people worked with Haut-Vol, yeah.
Yeah, for all my Americans, a lot of the people, when I say Haut-Vol, they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Haut-Vol." And they're like, "Oh, that one." Americans can't say that Haut-Vol.
Yeah,
they don't know.
I don't think it's the right name to be in the States, but I mean, it is what it is. It's been since 95.
95?
Haut-Vol, yeah.
That's when you guys started?
Yeah.
What does Haut-Vol mean?
Haut-Vol is high dive, high. Yeah, high dive.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It started off as high dive show, right?
Yes. It started in Quebec, close to Quebec City, Village Vacances Valcartier, and we're doing high dive shows. Obviously, I wasn't there back then.
Yeah.
Even Hugues wasn't there.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't start the show?
No, he bought the company later on.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What is your background?
Oh, I did 2 circus schools. I did Quebec circus schools and National Circus School.
And in what do? You juggle and what else?
My main discipline for what I was accepted at the school, it was for bounce juggling. So I did a bounce juggling act with a plexiglass wall. I did the V as well, all those kinds of things. And I also do duo trampoline. So I have a partner, a girl. and we do hand to hand on a trampoline. It's hard to explain. It's
I
not
saw
like
that.
the traditional way to do it, but yeah, we do a lot of hand to hand. Like we bounce together in the bed and try to come back
Yeah.
into a handstand or whatever. Like, but I got introduced in a wall trampoline back in 2004. There was a wall in Quebec. I don't know. No, I guess there was no wall, but the trampoline was next to a wall. I was able to like climb up to 16 feet, and yeah. And Hugues came to visit Quebec Circus Schools because he was searching for new talent, and actually the park in Rochester, they were asking something like La Nuba, like the wall tramp act.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, I don't know anyone that can do that, because back in the day, no one would do that. And me and Benjamin Amiot were the only one that could like climb a wall basically and do a pullover. And yeah, I got the contract. So in 2005, I did my first wall tramp act.
Wow. So that's 30 years, yeah?
20.
20.
Yeah. Whoa. I'm not that
Or
old.
no. For an oval, it's 30.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And how has it been? Like, do you perform in the shows still?
Yeah, I do perform. I mean, obviously, I produce more because I have like 3 different companies. I have Haut-Vol. I have a company called Circus Improv. In French, it's Impro Cirque. We do circus improv, like theater improv with a referee and everything. And I also have another company called Compagnie des Autres. Sorry, I'm saying a lot of French words, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I produce more than I perform. But I would say 15% of the time I still perform because I love it. I just got back from a gig. It's called Winterfest at Canada's Wonderland. The show is Tinker Toys Factory. And I was doing passing, club passing, and duo trampoline in the show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you do teeter board also?
I used to. I was never a good acrobat. Like I think I was working a lot in wall tramp because I had another act. Like I was a bounce juggler. I had my solo act, and I was able to be part of the teeter board, whatever, Russian swing. I did wall trampoline. I think that's why, like, I was never the guy doing the big solo, or, you know what I mean? But I was able to do all the tree sync, the windows, the, like, one routine, you know what I mean? Like, so that's how I got involved in wall trampoline. Not because of my skills, basically, because I had another act. I think. I'm kind of the same way. I don't have any crazy, like, skills, but I can do all the patterns, and then I have, like, a few solos that are unique to me that other people don't do. Exactly.
But I would say no company has ever hired me for Trampwall other than myself, except you guys hired me once, actually.
Yeah.
To do Canada's Wonderland.
Was it fun?
Dude, I would have done the show for free because when I saw Dylan doing a high dive show, I was like, high dive is my favorite thing in the world. I would do the show for free.
And the high dive setup in Wonderland, I have to say it's perfect. The falls.
Yeah.
It's like 65 feet. It's kind of a low high dive.
Yeah.
And like the pool is deep enough.
Yeah.
So it's quite safe, right?
It's pretty safe. The water gets broken up from the waterfall too, so it's kind of softer.
Yeah, exactly.
Than landing in like a flat lake.
I think to learn a high dive, I don't know if you learned how to high dive over there.
Yes.
You did?
Well,
yeah, I think it's the perfect setup for that.
I was doing like high dives decent, but I would like land and my arms would splat and like it was like horrible form. In fact, it was funny because I had posted I tried to do a front flip off like a 10-foot cliff and I suck at front flips and I landed splat on my back. And someone had DM'd me. They're like, you shouldn't post your bails because companies aren't going to want to hire you. And I was like, I post all my stuff. The next day, you guys call. Dylan's like, hey, we need an acrobat out here. Like tomorrow. Can you come? And I'm like, yes.
That's awesome.
Came and did the show. And I stayed a lot longer than I was supposed to. I was only supposed to be there for like a couple weeks. And then the kid that was hurt, I guess he just couldn't come back. I forget who it was.
Yep.
And yeah, it was fun. Did like it was probably like 5 or 6 weeks out there.
Damn.
I think I always tell people my favorite show that I ever did was just jumping off of that high dive because it's like you only have to do it once. aside from it being freezing in the morning for that first jump.
Yeah, you've got a wetsuit, like a shorty at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still cold
But
at the end of the season.
Yeah, there's not like a way to get to the waterfall without going through the water to get there.
Yeah.
You guys got to figure that one out, because there's nothing worse than freezing your legs and then having to do a super high dive.
Yeah, I think for Vegas people it's maybe cold.
Yes, so that's one of the things about Canada. It's freezing up there. Like, how is it growing up in Canada?
Oh, I mean, I'm amazed with the backyard trampolines here. Like, we can't do that in Canada. Like, first we could do that, but like maybe 5 months, 6 months a year, and it's raining. So like, you don't want to put your setup outside, and yeah, we couldn't do that.
And it gets to like -5 or something.
Right before I left, it was -30. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, you're outside and you just want to get in. Like, it's really cold.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're used to it. Like, the houses are insulated well, and like we're used to it. You know, like
Last week we got to 35 degrees, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is freezing."
Yeah. Well, we have a different definition of freezing, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think you guys are just built different. I do the cold plunge every day though, so
Yeah.
that's still only 35 degrees though.
Would you move to Canada?
No, I'm from Los Angeles. This is a downgrade in weather for me. If
Yeah.
anything, maybe I would move back to like San Diego or Texas or something. But I like not having to deal with like rain and snow.
Yeah, I understand. I'm actually happy to be in Vegas for 4 days.
Yeah, I like to drive to the snow. Like, it's
Yeah.
up in the mountains. We can go there. But I would prefer to just have to drive there, not at my house.
Yeah.
It snows here sometimes, but like little tiny bits. But back to the Canada's Wonderland show. How long have you guys had that contract for? It's been years, right?
Oh, I don't want to say stupid things, but I think it's back in 2001.
Wow.
Yeah,
Every year?
every year.
Wow.
Many shows. Like, now we do, in the summer we have the theater. So we have, usually we sign for 2 years,
Mhm.
and we're there the entire summer, and it's a cast of 10 artists. It's like, I think you've seen
Yeah.
one of them. You mentioned you saw Tundra when you were
Tundra,
part-
that's what it was called.
Yeah, it was called Tundra.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a big show with like costumes and makeup and like
Yeah.
and we also have the diving show outside. Usually this is 9 artists, and also we have the falls, the waterfall. During Halloween season, we do a skeleton crew, and we also do like another fire show called Inferno. Like, we have couple gigs, and then in the winter we open the theater again, and like I said, we do like Tinker Toys Factory. So it's like all the season have different shows, many shows basically.
Wow.
5 a year.
So you guys kind of have a monopoly on that whole theme park, yeah?
The relation's really good. It's
Yeah.
been years, and they trust us, and like, if we pitch a show, we don't have to like obviously we tell them like what it's gonna look like, but like, there's a lot of trust basically. And that's what we like.
So
Like, it's been more than 20 years we're working together. So
how many different shows do you guys do for the theaters? So you have Tundra. Is there other versions of that?
no, usually we start the theater show in Canada's Wonderland, and we try to export it in the States.
Got it.
We did that a lot with the Circus and stuff like that. But yeah, like, since COVID happened, it changed a little bit here in the States. Like, we don't do theater anymore as much. We're more part of their production in the park. Basically, they want dancers and singers, and we add circus to their production.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changed a little bit.
Why do they always want dancers in the show?
I don't know. I think Americans really like dancing, singing, and dancing. To be honest, like, and usually in theme parks, the entertainment like people, it's their background basically.
That's true.
Right?
They're like,
and it's what they know. So that I understand they go with what they know.
And I think they get the dancers are like full-time workers there.
Yeah.
And it's probably cheaper for them to just add them in and save some money on that.
Yeah. Theme parks are really good with like dancers and singers, like musicians. Like they have a lot of these, and it's easy for them to create content.
Yeah. We did a theater in Six Flags like last year or something like that.
Yeah.
And we would do like our BMX act, and then it would be like singing and dancing, and then it would be like teeter board, and then like singing and dancing, and like steer wheel, and then singing, dancing. And my friends who came were like, what is going on? It's like crazy, because our show is like very crazy acrobatic stuff, and then it's like musical. Like, what?
I mean, did it work though? Like,
Yeah, they work.
yeah, there was a lot of people staying for the circus and the BMX.
Yeah.
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 Usually we gather a big crowd. Like the park like seems to like circus, but they can't produce it themselves. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the artists. Like, I think it has to come from everywhere in the world. Like you cannot, like, let's say you're in Sandusky at Cedar Point. Like, I don't think there's a lot of circus artists that lives in Sandusky. You know what I mean?
No.
So that's why they hire us, because like it's special talent. We have to bring the best in the world, and
You have to be really creative to put on those kinds of shows too.
yeah.
Like, I'm not necessarily the most creative person. I just kind of like the business part of everything.
Mhm.
But you can kind of see our show's not as like theatrical as your guys' is. It's much more just guys in shirts and like people screaming and stuff.
But that works too.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to be different by like having a mise en scène, like costumes and makeup and a storyline to our show, and we have conceptors with us. Like we have like a choreographer, and like we spend a lot of time during the winter basically like thinking about those shows and having like a couple ideas to
Yeah.
produce it. Yeah.
What did you so you started working in 2005 with Haut-Vol.
Yes.
When did you start becoming an owner of the company?
So in 2005, I did like, I'd say 3 seasons with Haut-Vol while I was still studying in circus schools. And then after my national circus school, I went on tour with Eloise. It was a crazy tour. I think I did 6 years going all around the world in over 30 countries. So that was really good because I wanted to do that, obviously. Good experience. So I did tour with Eloise for 6 years. And then after, Hugues came up to me and he was like, I think we need someone full-time in the company. Would you like to be part of it? And I asked her, I think I worked 2 years with the company full-time, and then I asked for a share.
Yeah.
And they said yes. Back in the day, Hugues was a shareholder with Joel. Joel Norton.
Big Joel, right?
Yeah, Big Joel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive hands, Joel.
Oh, I know. When he picked me up from the airport, I was like, "Who the hell is this guy? Is this a football player, or is this the one of the acrobats?" I couldn't believe that he was doing all of the tricks that he was doing.
Oh yeah, he's
like as tall as the wall.
acrobat. Yeah.
He's so big.
So yeah, when they added me, they added Max as well, Maxime Sabourin. So we were 4 for a bit, and then Joel left. So now we're only 3. But we have a couple of shows, so I think we need to be that many people to run the business.
Yeah.
And we all have different skills. I'm more technical. I like to build things. I like to take care of the shop. Max is really good with like emails and like accounting and stuff like that, you know. And Hugues is like is the kind of person that gathers the people, and like everyone follow him, you know. Like he's a
Good leader.
and he's also taking care of like all the contracts with the park, and because he's been there forever, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we all have our different role in the company.
Yeah.
It works well like that.
That's awesome. I've had one business partner, and it was for the shoe company. It didn't work out so well. They kind of like stopped working. So it's kind of, I've always like looked into maybe I should get some more partners and stuff, because it's very hard to run a company by yourself.
It is
it's scary.
but it's also hard to find the right partners.
Yeah.
But and you have to try it. Like that's why I worked, I think 2.5 years with Haut-Vol before to become a partner. Like they needed to try me and to see if we can work together, right?
Yeah.
And it was good, so they said yes.
So what year was that? Like
2018.
2018? Oh, that's kind of new.
Yeah.
I think I performed there in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun show. Have they ever figured out the water in because the pool that is in Canada's Wonderland, it was like it get kind of dirty.
Yes.
Is it still like that?
I mean, we test it every day.
Yeah.
And if it's not good, we don't dive. But this doesn't happen as much as before because we added the chlorine in
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But the problem is it's when it's really warm outside, when it's hot. I guess it turns the water into bad water. I don't know how to. Sorry for my English, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm French Canadian. I don't know if you noticed.
And you guys redid the whole thing recently, right? It's like
we redid the structure, but yeah, I wanted to say we added a chlorine thing, so there's a pumping chlorine
there you
now,
go.
and it's better, and we test it.
That's
And
good.
it's good. Like there's norms in Canada, basically, if you can swim in like if it's good enough the water to swim in.
Yeah.
So we respect that. So it does happen when like there's like I don't know 2 weeks of like really warm weather that we're not gonna dive for like 1 day or something.
Yeah.
But like then we shoot chlorine in it and we make sure it's good and then after we.
Yeah.
But talking about the structure, we did redo all the structure last year actually. The tower.
How do you do that? Because it's in the middle of a lake.
Yeah, with a crane.
Crane.
Yeah, everything. Actually, the trampoline, we bring it with the crane. Everything, all the apparatus.
Did you drain the lake?
No, we didn't have to. We kept the concrete platform.
Okay.
So basically, we drew all winter. We were proposed. 'Cause obviously, it's an investment by the park. But they wanted our expertise to know what height of platforms and what kind of walls we're gonna put in, and so we drew all the platform all winter. I think we drew like 4 different setup, and we proposed. And at one point we chosen like one that they liked, and then we added like platforms and everything and trampolines to it, and basically they build it offshore, like not offshore, but like on the land.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 pieces, and they were craning the pieces.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty quick actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's awesome. It looks really good now.
Yeah.
It was really fun setup though. All of the different like jumping, like there's like 7 meter, and then there's like a 10 meter, and then there's like a mini tramp.
Yeah,
that was fun. I flopped off the mini tramp.
Yeah, but did you weak knees?
No,
Because I've seen that a lot.
I over rotated.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I only flopped twice, and for having like zero, experience in high dive.
8 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
One was on a backflip, and one of the guys forgot to go, and we were like, go, 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 and then it was supposed to be like everyone going at the same time, and then he went, and then I was like, oh crap, and as soon as you do a backflip and you over rotate, it's bad from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, here we go, splat.
Yeah.
But it's a good team out there. You guys have a lot of talented acrobats and
I'm surprised every year. People come and go, right? Like usually the kind of company we have, like we usually hire new talents, like people out of the school, like young kids that just started, and then they usually work for us like 1, 2, 3 years, and then after they go do like big shows, Cirque du Soleil and like stuff like that. But they always come back. I'm always surprised. Like super good acrobat always come back.
Yeah.
I think it's the experience. Like they like working with us, or like I don't know what's happening, but they always come back.
Yeah. So where do you guys find everyone? How do you cast talent usually?
Oh, I mean, I've been in the business for many years. Well, I'm talking about me, but like the boys as well. I guess I make sure I know everyone, and I introduce myself, and like I try to remember all the names and social media, and we run auditions sometimes. We always go to like the circus schools end of the year show and to see the new talent. We stay up to date, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of references. Like for like let's say in the States, usually we have good friends that live here. So yeah, usually I don't know. I'm gonna call Luke D still, and I'm gonna ask him like, hey, who's the young guns that are good at wall tram, and he's gonna mention like couple names. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do the performers help set up and build at all, or is everything done when they get there?
Everything is done when they get there, but doesn't mean like let's say I'm going to do a setup. I might hire people, and sometimes it's acrobats. Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually we do this prior. So yeah, I do that. Me and Hugues are like construction. Like we do a lot of construction, but we do hire acrobats to do that. But that's always prior to the season. Like usually when you like I don't know. Let's say we hire 10 artists for a show. They usually all get there at the same time, and the set is built. So we usually build our shows within a week or two. Like big shows, it's 2 weeks of creation.
Yeah.
But everything is done. We have the musics. We know exactly the order of the show. We have the costumes. We have our makeup designer that is there waiting for the artists, and then they like she showed them how to do the makeup in 4 days. So everything is pre-produced basically. So
Yeah.
there's no waste of time. Like the 2 weeks is really to put on the show together, but like everything was thought before, basically.
How long does it take for you guys to create a show?
Usually the biggest show that takes the longest to create are like the summer shows in theater. Let's say perhaps Tundra. We work all winter with that because we have to build the set. And we have to think what acts we're gonna have, like what's the storyline of the. So we work all winter. I wouldn't say full time, but like it takes a long time to build a set usually. So there's probably 2 months of building the set and like the casting, the like everything. Yeah, it's all winter. It's a long process.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So who is everyone kind of a part of the creation between the owners?
Yes. Yeah. There's always brainstorms all together. And yeah, everyone's involved. Like we can always shoot ideas. It doesn't like we take all the ideas basically. Of course, on the spot we have to make decisions, and there's one director on this. Usually we have one director and a choreographer. So they make the final decisions. But through the year, we're open for all the ideas, basically.
Yeah.
So everyone can, even the artists.
What's your favorite show that you guys put on so far?
There was one in Canada's Wonderland for Halloween Hunt. It was called Sinner's Lounge. I don't know. I really liked it because I guess it was more like for adults.
Mm-hmm.
It was like more like absinthe style, or like you know what I mean.
You've seen
like,
Absinthe?
Yeah.
That
I
one's
went
good.
2 days ago actually. That's why it's fresh in my mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
That's
So
probably
it
my
was more
favorite.
for adults or like older people. Yeah. Not for a family. It was not a family show. So I really liked this one we produced. But I have to say the one that worked the best for us was Circumagine. So basically we did it 2 years in Canada's Wonderland when we created it, and then after we exported it in the States, and I think we did 3 different theaters in the States: Kings Island, Kings Dominion, and I think we did it in Carowinds as well, and in Darnay Park. Yeah, 4 actually. So this one worked a lot, like, and then after we brought it back in Canada's Wonderland for a 3-year again. So I think it did 5 years in Canada's Wonderland and 4 other theaters in the States. So this one was our best show, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the adult kind of show, it was in the parks?
Yeah, it was in the theater during Halloween Hunt.
Oh, okay.
And I think
Halloween.
to get in the park, it's like 16 years old and older.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, we could go like a little bit more edgy, you know?
Yeah, we did I think our second show we put on,
Yeah.
we did a adult show, and it was for adults only.
That's fun to produce, right?
Yeah, so we got there, and I didn't know that there was even an adult show because there was a kid show, and then we would switch it over to an adult show for like the night show, and it didn't say that in the contract. So I got there, and I was like, "What? What adult show?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, can you guys like do it shirtless?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we'll do it shirtless." But like the problem was all of the girls were like completely topless and stuff. So after the first show, they're like, "Do you guys think you could like adultify it a little bit more?" And they're like, "What do you want, like Speedos or something?" They're like, "Speedos would be great." But
Wait, were you jumping off ramps wearing Speedos?
Trampwall.
Okay, Trampwall.
Hold on. So I was broke at the time because I had just started the business, and we go to Walmart to look at Speedos, and Speedos are like $50 each. And I'm like, why are these Speedos so expensive? And then there's this pack of G-strings, $3 or 3 for $5. And I'm like, so I had Dylan Broadway, who's just turned 18, and this is his first show. I'm like, sorry guys, we're going with the G-strings. So we did a full Trampwall act to Space Jam, the song, in G-strings.
Wow.
It was
I need to see footage of that.
I'll show you later. It's a funny one. It was like our second show, and I'm like, where are we going with this company? Like, how did we end up here? I'm like, do I start pitching to the gay pride parades, or what do we do next from here?
Exactly. Yeah. It's fun because usually we produce mainly in theme parks.
Yeah.
It's like 95% of the time it's for family. So we think like, and then when we do adult shows, it's fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When did the skeleton crew start?
Oh my God, I was not part of the company at that moment. I was still on tour, but many years. I would say 2015 or something like that, 2016. But that worked well.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and when we say skeleton crew, it's like we have a famous wall trampoline act. It's 3 skeleton, and basically the skeleton costume is only in their back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. I don't know if I explained it well. So like it
looks funny.
It is funny, and like the acrobats are always not facing the crowd. Basically, they look at the opposite direction. Yeah. But yeah, we have this act, and we usually add 3 circus acts to this show, and it ended up being like a 25-minute show altogether.
Yeah, I was I think it was my 3rd or 4th year performing at Cedar Point.
Yes,
and I didn't know any circus before that, and I always thought like, oh, we have like the best show and stuff. So then I happen to come back in the fall, and I see the Trampwall, like, oh, there's another Trampwall show here? What? I didn't even know what it was. So I was just with my friends. We happened to be in Ohio.
You were only doing BMX at the time?
At the time, yeah. Only BMX. Yeah. Trampwall's very new for me. And then we come back at night, and we watch the show, and it's like, I'm like, this show is better than our show. Where did this show come from? I was like, my whole mind was blown. There was like, I had never seen teeterboard before. I had never seen Russian bar before. And all this was in the show, and my whole mind was like opened up to like, whoa, there's way more than just all wheels. So, because all wheels is it's very like kind of our show, like t-shirts and not too much costume.
More of a demo with an MC, right?
Yeah. I would say so. Did you ever see the show in the stadium there, the All Wheels show?
No, I've never seen. Because usually when All Wheels is in a park, we're usually not there.
Yeah, you guys kind of flip flop. They'll do like summer and you guys do winter or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I mean, but yeah, usually we're not there at the same time.
Yeah. How many parks do you guys usually do a year?
I would say up to 7.
Up to 7?
Yeah, 7 different parks.
That's a lot of shows.
Yeah, that's a lot of shows. And I would say nowadays we hire like 75 to 100 acrobat a year.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
How is that? Is it stressful?
We always find it's okay. I mean, we've been doing that forever. Like, so. And we're trying to keep a good reputation, so like it's not hard to find acrobats for us. Mm-hmm. For sure, like it's not always the first choice you have in mind, and then you have to like plan B, plan C, plan D. But No, it's we're dealing well with the pressure. It's all good, and like the more shows you have, the more people work with you, and
Yeah.
it's a group project basically.
The what was I gonna say? So you do the skeleton crew, and that's usually like an outdoor show, yeah.
Yeah.
How many times you guys still do the theaters? Too much?
We do half and half. I would
It's like half
say
and
like half the shows are in theater, half the shows are outside. But following, I don't know why all the entertainment in the park is outside. I would say
Yeah.
not all of it, but like most of it.
Maybe it's because it's easier to see. Like if you're walking by, it's easier for them to just market it, and it's like, oh, there's a show here. Let's come
Yeah,
back later.
yeah.
Maybe.
We have to deal with the dew. It kind of suck.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, it depends where as well. Like let's say Kansas City, like it's not that bad because it's warm weather. But the closer to Canada you get, like yeah, the dew. I don't know what's happening when the sun goes down. I don't know why, but like the dew drop on the wall tramp, and we have to tarp it right before the like and right before the show we remove that. We're good at dealing with the dew now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have to choose the disciplines well. Like you don't put seal wheel on
no.
a wet stage, and like there's ways to prevent it. But like yeah, unfortunately, we have to manage with that.
Yeah. You know
with
what
those
helps?
elements.
Off-axis shoes help for that.
Yeah, exactly. No, maybe we're gonna have a new partnership.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, we did SeaWorld in San Antonio, Texas, and it's so humid there that we would get dew on the wall sometimes
Yeah.
too. We didn't know what to do. I was like, I didn't plan for this.
Yeah, usually I'll give you the trick. Basically, you roll a mat on top, like, and it's ready to go. So as soon as you get on top of the wall, you unroll that mat.
Yeah.
So this way your shoes always like stay dry,
Yeah.
and also you can tarp the trampoline and the wall, and right before the show you remove it. That's how we deal with it.
Interesting.
But I have to say, the artists are always the boss. Like, if they don't feel safe to do something, they can cut. Like, they can say stop. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the one taking the decision to cancel a show or cancel a trick or an act. It's always the artist that decides that, and we have to respect that, because like not everyone is willing to jump with like a wet surface or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're the one deciding.
Yeah. Like you can tone down Trampwall, but you
Yeah.
can't really tone down BMX. Like
No,
it's not as easy to tone it down because it's
no,
slippery.
you gotta go full speed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not
You
gonna
can't
hit the
halfway
landing.
jump it. Yeah. You guys do BMX too, right?
Yeah, we do in theater.
In the theater.
Yeah, we have ramps. We do BMX, scooter, inline skating.
Yeah.
We do all that.
You guys had the ramps there when I got there, and I was like, "What? There's a ramp show here. This is what
Yeah.
I should be in. This one, not the diving show."
I think it's cool. It adds like some
Yeah.
big acrobatics, because we always want to have like a big finale or like a big act,
Mm-hmm.
like Russian bar, theater board, like wall trampoline. But at one point, like parks always ask for new shit. So yeah, like BMX, scooter, like they're crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
It's like it goes high, there's speed, like it's impressive.
Yeah. Have you ever done motocross at all?
No,
No.
we have no contact in motocross. So
No.
Yeah.
We just started getting into that this year.
Nice. You said with like electric bikes?
Electric. I like to stay different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be competing with the motocross
Yeah.
because one, there's so many motocross shows.
Is it common that people jump with electric bikes now?
No.
No?
Well, I don't do motocross myself, so I don't know how popular it is.
Okay.
But for us, it was easy to just add Dylan on because he already does it and he's already in the show.
You do everything.
He does everything.
He
Yeah.
does everything.
Yeah, he's great to have in the show. Dylan is awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at him, and during the competition, he would never stop jumping. He's a crazy.
It's the same thing. When we're like on tour and we're between shows, he's still jumping.
Yeah.
It's like a nonstop show. Like I have to tell him sometimes, like, "Hey, don't give away all your tricks before the show starts."
Yeah. Some parks likes that, and some some of our clients don't like when we jump in between the shows.
Yeah, I try to like cut it off at like 10 minutes. Like, don't do all of your big tricks before, or like don't have the bikes flipping right before when everyone's out there, because
It kills the surprise.
yeah, it kills it. When you're doing flips to warm up, then you do flips in the show. Like it's not as impressive.
You need to build up.
Yeah, you got to build up.
Yeah.
What's the like furthest you guys come west?
I would say Kansas City.
Kansas City, Missouri?
Yep.
Huh.
What
What park is that?
Kansas.
I think there's a Kansas City, Kansas too.
Yeah, but it's Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And there's a theme park there?
So it's like really center.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we don't go past that.
Yeah, we did Missouri this year. It was so hot. It
Yeah.
was like
During this, it's crazy.
we had to like shorten up our shows a little bit.
I know.
Have you guys ever canceled due to heat?
Yes, it's like it's the park that cancels it. Like
Huh.
we would be willing to do that, like because it's heat. I mean, like you can cut technique. There's always a way to do it, but like it's the park. Like they cancel all the entertainment in the park because it's too like they have rules basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh. Yeah, I guess in the fairs it's a little different. They want us to do every show possible because we're only there for 5 to 10 days, so they want every single show.
And they paid for it, yeah.
And I'm like, you should have put us at night if you knew it was going to be 110 degrees with 100% humidity.
Yeah, the thing is, they treat us like the employees of the park,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So they don't think we're like subcontractors.
Yeah.
So we have the same rules as the other one. So let's say if it's over certain amount of degrees, we're not doing the show.
What do you guys do tours at all, or is it always just stationary?
No, like I would say like 99% of our business is theme parks, and it's usually at least a month long contract. Yeah, so we don't do tour. I think we pitched this year a show that will go in like couple parks, but that's fairly new. Like we've never done that before.
Yeah. So it'll travel?
Yeah, we would like to have a traveling show.
Yeah. How do you guys get your equipment everywhere? Do you do semi-trucks or trailers?
We have two trucks in the company and like 22-footer trailer.
Okay, same with
Yeah.
us.
So when we can bring it, we do it because it's cheaper, and anyway I'm driving because I need to bring the tools and everything. But sometimes we do semi. There's both.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So if you have two trucks and you do like 7 shows, what would you do in that case? You just go back and forth?
No, sometimes we start like the setups like 4 months before the show opens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we try to do everything during the winter, and like we manage the schedule because it's true we have a lot of things that open at the same time. There's like a big season like starting in May.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always manage. We split up during that big season. Like Hugues will leave with a truck and I'll leave with another one, and like if I take the 22-footer trailer and he's gonna take a semi to go somewhere, and yeah, we always manage.
Yeah. Have you guys ever tried four-walling a theater? Like four-walling so like renting out the theater, selling your own tickets and stuff, and putting that show on that way?
Haut-Vol never did that,
Yeah.
but I tried it with another company, which is really tough.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like it's big risk basically.
Mm-hmm.
We're fortunate with Haut-Vol. We don't take risk basically. We sign a contract. We know exactly the amount of money we can spend, and we spend it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But with the improv company, I did that. I used to rent theaters and then hire the people and then sell tickets. And
Yeah.
the workload is really big, and there's a risk.
Yeah.
So I try not to do that anymore.
That's what
I was young and had a lot of energy.
Well, I was going to say that's what we're starting to do this year. So We did one show last year.
Still young.
And I know it's a lot of work. This year we're gonna add on. So when we have gaps in the tour, like if there's a week off, we're gonna try to rent out an arena and do just to keep us more active, and hopefully we at least break even on them.
Yeah.
But I feel like for us, I'm trying to be like bigger than Cirque du Soleil, and I feel like that's a skill that we need to acquire is like learning how to market. And
I mean, if you
and
succeed
stuff.
doing that, you're gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it's a risk. But then like you have to think you're gonna need to have like text, lights, sound, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we're gonna try to jump into this year. We don't
Well-
need because we do the fairs, the arenas. They're just yellow lights. They're not like nice stage lighting and stuff. Maybe there is, but that's what we're gonna
you use the house lights.
house lights because they're normally dirt. So the floor is dirt, and then we bring in like wood for the ramps and stuff, and you only need wood for the ramps, and then.
Okay, so you're not gonna have to deal with technique that much. Maybe like a sound system.
I think
mic.
Yeah, we bring our own sound system. We try to make it like super key turn where they don't have to do anything except for give us a power outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're gonna learn how to promote the shows this year and get that down. That's why we focus a lot on social media and advertising and stuff like that. Because eventually, once we sell, I have practice with selling shoes too.
Yeah,
So.
but you're good with social media and stuff. Like we're not good with that. Like we never have to sell anything basically. That's why we're not big on social media.
Yeah, hopefully it goes.
I mean, we have to sell it to the parks, but like we don't have to sell tickets basically.
Yeah. That's a lot of the shows do Christmas shows, and they tour around America and Canada too, and then those do super well. Have you ever done like theaters for like Christmas stuff, just normal theaters? Or is
Yeah. Yeah, and in Canada's Wonderland we do like a musical with Circus in it every winter. It's called Tinker Toys Factory. And it's like there's Santa Claus in the show, and then we do like we're all elves. And it's a fun show actually. 16 artists. I think it's 8 dancers and singers and 8 circus artists.
Dang.
That worked well because like now it's new. The theme parks, they open during the winter, and they do like it's called Winterfest, and it runs from like all December until like January 4th, let's say. So we do that now. It's new season. It's good.
Do you guys have long-term like goals and stuff and plans, or sticking with the theme parks?
I stick with the theme parks. It's really our market, and we get better at producing it. Like we understand better what's this market, and to be honest, like let's say we get asked for a special event, we don't really want to do it. Like it's not our thing, and like we like to stick with the theme park. And our goal in the future is like to slowly grow, like adding one show every year. It's good for us. I think like if tomorrow morning we sign five new shows, I think we won't do it. Like we're not gonna have the quality, and it's gonna be hard to hire people. You know what I mean? Like with the expansion, it goes too fast. I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, if I'm dreaming, like I would say like having one more show every year. That'd be great. For us.
So you guys hire everyone as employees or contractors?
Contractors.
Contractors.
Yeah.
But you guys still have workers' comp for everyone?
We buy insurance basically. Well, the thing is in Quebec, when we hire a Canadian, it's easy. There's the worker comps. Even if you're a contractor, you can get the worker comps, and we do pay for that.
Yeah.
And that's for the Canadian working in Canada or in the United States. When we hire American, we used to ask like in the contract it was written like you need to provide your own insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But people wouldn't do it, and we wouldn't sleep well at night. Like we didn't like that, so now we buy it for them.
Yeah, it's like a mandatory thing in the theme parks. When we did SeaWorld, I couldn't figure out how to put on workers' comp. They said we had to have it because they got sued like a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me like with like a month's notice, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like, I think we need to go a different route. So we actually had a hiring company that was like local to that area to hire us and provide workers' comp and everything like that.
Got you.
But there's some companies that don't do it at all.
Yeah, but it's a risk, man. For us, we don't want to take a risk because I would feel really bad if something big happened to one of our acrobat on one of our set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if, I don't know, knock on wood, like nothing's going to happen. But like, let's say there's a huge injury, I would feel bad for the rest of my life. So we made it clear all together, like all the boys, that we don't want this to happen. Even if it's a little more expensive, we like to have a full insurance for everyone.
Yeah. We just got it this year for our acrobats.
Good.
As of today, the policy is like finally going through, which is our first time even having workers' comp.
It's tough to be legit, you know. Like
it's I didn't have any money at first. I was like, I can't afford this.
That's the thing when you started, but we're fortunate because it's a company that's been running for a long time. So like I guess it's easier for us because your company is fairly new. So
yeah. Has there ever been any like injuries?
Yes, because we're doing circus and we're doing crazy skills, but nothing like broken legs, like for sure bone sticking out of the leg or like stuff like that, like concussions and stuff like that, but nothing like crazy, like paraplegic style stuff like that.
We had in 2012 we had a very, very bad fall in All Wheels, and one of the it was kind of, there's a scene where it's like comedy and the whole show gets like messed up, and then there's like a guy getting chased around by a security guard and stuff, and one of the BMX riders was supposed to be on one of the trampolines, and he jumped to the wrong trampoline as Kyle was jumping off of the top of it. So he jumped out of a window and pancaked the other guy, and it broke like all of his ribs, and it like lacerated his spleen and his liver, and like we watched the whole thing happen, and he like rolled off of the trampoline and went to the back and was like suffocating because it like cut his lungs and everything.
Obviously.
He almost died in the hospital like multiple times, and the whole time we're just like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So that's always been like my biggest fear, is like an accident happening. So whenever we're on set, I'm like, you can't jump off the railing, or like telling people like, let's tone it down. There's no need to take these risks and stuff. And they always get mad at me for being like safety man.
Yeah, but there's ways to prevent that. Like basically, like first of all, we're like our business, but probably yours as well. But we do several shows a day. Like usually you do your act like 3 times a day. So obviously, and the acts are really short.
Yeah.
But like obviously we're not doing all our big tricks all the time. Like we keep it safe basically. And also we do that thing, we have this thing with Haut-Vol, we do a let's have a good fast safe show, like we
did that.
Yeah, maybe you can explain it, like.
Yeah, I forget what the exact saying was, but like every single time before a show we would do the same saying.
We gather all together, basically. We hold hands and we just say all together, let's have a good fast safe show. But which mean a lot. Like first of all, it's a way to gather all together, and we can look at each other in the eye. And if there's a performer that don't feel well, we can notice it. We can talk about it. So it's a good moment to like understand that we're all doing that all together, and it has to be safe, basically.
It's a good reminder right before you go on stage to stay safe.
And you can tell if someone's like not feeling great or anything, like otherwise, if you don't do that, like everyone's in their corner, and like they don't think about like other people, and it's really important, and especially in wall tramp, because you can jump at the wrong moment. You need to be full on with your teammates. Yeah, it's because I've jumped on people on the wall tramp. Like I was going down and the person was going up, like, and oh yeah, I think it happened to me twice
in juggling.
Yeah, but even like in 3 sync, because in ID, Circus, we were doing a 3 sync, so like but like full squat, 3-person.
Yeah.
So I got double bounce once from a full squat. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
So basically, the person was falling from like 12 feet, double bouncing me from 12 feet. I flew in the air. I thought I would go like past the wall tramp, you know, like I thought I would land behind it. But I didn't. I managed to grab on and it was fine. But anyway, it's dangerous and we have to deal with other people and it's a choreography. So yeah, it's really important to have like that thing all together and like remind ourselves that it's dangerous and we need to be safe.
Did you ever see the video of Will Farlow? I think he was in a Circus show and they were doing the same thing, tri-sync, something like that. And he actually brannies over the entire wall.
Yes, I
like
did.
8 feet above the wall and just happens to land back on the other trampoline and almost hit someone. It could have been so bad, like death.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we don't do tri-sync in our shows anymore.
After it's seeing fun that. Tri-sync. I like it. It looks good.
The way we do it is we do it, but we come all the way out and then we go straight in. So we don't stay in the wall, if that makes sense. We don't go full squat because sometimes some of the squat isn't so good. So that's why we always come out all the way, turn around, and then run. So it's safe. I always tell people, like, just keep your distance. We don't need to... We don't do 4 either. People do 4. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, the higher you go, the easier it is to like put more people in, but the more dangerous it is as well. So,
yeah. Let's see. What would you say is like some of the biggest obstacles for Haut-Vol?
I mean, we have the same problem as everyone, like finding the best acrobat, like I think our biggest obstacle is we're working in 2 different countries. That makes it hard.
That's probably hard.
We have a USA Corp, like a company in the USA. We have a company in Canada. We have to provide visas. Like hiring people from everywhere in the world is a struggle.
Yeah. Like,
let's say you hire an Ethiopian and like they don't really speak English. You talk to them on the phone, like, are they gonna show up? Are they like it's really stressful, you know, having like, but it's the only way to get the best talent. But yeah, I think being in 2 countries makes it a little harder. But it's been years now, so we understand better. Yeah, United States and how Canada work and how to manage with those 2 countries.
Yeah, I bet you that's a big obstacle. We've done a few shows in Canada, but we, for the most part, we actually had a Canada tour last year, and I couldn't find enough good acrobats to fill the spot, so we canceled it before we signed the contracts, fortunately. But I was like, it's a little stretch. I don't want to do it next time.
We're all about sharing, basically.
I would have called you guys. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because in my mind, the more the acrobats, I think we were saying that yesterday, but the more the acrobats are working, the better it is for the community. Like, 'cause it's bad if you don't work for 6 months, a year, and then after like you have a contract for 6 months, like you're gonna find another job. Like at one point, you have to make a living. So yeah, we're always willing to. Yeah, like send our acrobats. Like, they're not our acrobats, first of all. Like they don't belong to us. But yeah, it's okay. Like we let them go, like wherever they want. Yeah, like, it's part of the deal, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never even thought about that. We had 3 shows going on already, and I was like, this is a lot. We grew a lot last year, so I was already like, I think we're just gonna cancel the whole like Canada
try
thing.
to grow. Step by step.
Yeah. I need some more employees, that's for sure, because there's a lot running it by myself right now. So I'm not sure who to hire, like what person to hire. Every time I hire something, like we have a social media manager, but that's pretty much it. I don't know what person to hire. That's like the biggest question for me as a business owner is like, what's the next person I hire?
I think find a person that is an artist but has like the entrepreneur side. in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think if you want to run a circus business, you need to know circus. Otherwise, you're gonna ask crazy shit to your acrobat,
Yeah.
and they're gonna hate you.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's and like, because I know it. Because when we hire someone, they're always scared that we're gonna ask them to do too much.
Yeah.
But we never do that. We understand, like, if the person's doing handstand, like, I'm not gonna ask them to do like 10 acts and like 5 minutes acts and like animation in between, and like it's, you know what I mean? Like, I know what's reasonable.
Some of the fairs, some of the like our competition in the fairs, they don't care. They say yes to everything. Like, I don't want to say who it was. I'll tell you
Are
later,
they circus artists themselves? Like, that's the
they
problem.
were.
Oh, they were? Oh.
So we were doing a show, and they were doing a show next to us, but they had 6 shows, and we had 3, because I cap it at 3. I say we never do more than 3. That's just for everyone's safety. We stop at 3.
Yeah, there's a perfect balance.
Yeah, they were like, "Why? How did you guys not have to do 6 shows?" And I was like, "Because I said no." They asked us for 4 shows, and I said no. So that's why they didn't ask for 6. But some business owners, they just have to say yes over and over to
clients. Always ask for more. So
Yep.
it's true. You have to say no.
Yeah.
You have to tell. Like, you have to explain them, because it's easy to explain.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to be a lot worse if you have an injury.
Like, they just need to see us after a show. We're like dripping, and like it's tiring what we do. You
Yeah.
can't do it like 6 times. It doesn't make sense.
We had one of the fairs in Fresno asked us to so we had a 9:30 p.m. show, and then they were like, "Can you guys come in tomorrow at 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. for the news?" And I'm like, "You what? 4 a.m.? No. No way. Okay, we will do it, but we have to cancel the 9:30 show." And they're like, "Okay, fine. We'll cancel the 9:30 show." So then
Yeah,
we ended up, there's nothing worse than doing Trampwall and ramps at 4 or 5 in the morning.
it's brutal, but I've done it so many times.
Yeah.
I was part of the media team when I was back in when I did the world tour with Eloise. And yeah, I would do all the morning shows, but it's kind of important to sell tickets. I
Yeah.
understand why the clients ask
Of course.
for that, but it is hard to
Yeah.
wake up and do like a morning show at 4 a.m.
Yeah, we always have to do that for the fairs, because the fairs are like, they have to get so much business done in like a matter of 10 days.
Yeah, we make sure we sign something in the contract with our artists that if there was a media thing, like they have to be part of it.
Yeah.
So it's in their contract, but it doesn't happen often. It probably happen once every season, you know.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
So let's talk about some performer stuff.
Yeah.
You got any good advice for performers who are watching this video?
I always say the same thing. I think the more generalist you are, like the more skills you have, the more you're gonna work.
Yeah. And when
If
you
you
get paid too.
only do one thing, and you maybe you're good at it, maybe you're the best, but you're gonna work way more if you have different skills.
Yeah.
Because let's take me, or like you, like I had my juggling act, and I was able to be part of a wall tramp act as a group act. So it's perfect for every producer. They were like, "Oh, but let's take Nico, because he can do it all," you know.
Yeah.
It's worth it to have an acrobat like that.
Yeah. And for the
Even though my level was not good at wall tramp,
yeah.
but it's good enough to be in the show, and it's worth it for the producer. So that I always say that to younger people that want to, like, because usually it's come from a passion. Like, let's say you're passionate for wall tramp, you just want to do that. Yeah, but think about your career a little bit. Like, try to expand your skills. It's gonna help you.
Yeah. I think I have like 8 performable skills, and every time I get offered something, I'm like, "Do you want me to do this, or anything else like that? Like, what else can I do?" Try to just add on as many things as you possibly can, and usually you get paid more too.
Exactly.
They have to find less housing for them, less people. So the more things, I don't think we hire anyone that only does one skill, because it's just the return on investment is just not good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the best advice you can give to a younger person that start in the industry.
Yeah. And their demo reels. Demo reels gotta be decent, right?
Yeah. I mean, the more I do casting though, like I usually watch, like, let's say the demo reel is like 2 minutes and a half. 10 seconds is enough, you know. You can tell just by a squat on a wall tramp. You're like, okay, he's gonna be good, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to understand the level.
Yeah. We had our audition yesterday,
Yes.
and it's because we tour and we have everyone build, so like work ethic is like big for us. So I had everyone do like obstacle races. So everyone got in teams of 4, and we had like 4 teams of 4, and they had to block up the trampoline, jump on top of it, jump all the way to the top of the wall, jump all the way back down, unblock the trampoline, and then cross the line. So it was a fun...
As an audition to see how they can work together?
Yes.
That's awesome.
The Japanese guys won by 10 seconds. They were so efficient. It was like a pit stop. It was. I was like, I thought because of the English barrier, like, and I don't know. They beat Dylan's team and Chase's team by like.
And they're used to it, Dylan and Chase.
Yeah, but I guess everyone else on the team. I mean, I evened out the teams.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe because they're all super good, but like the way they moved, they just like lifted up the trampoline on one side and then the other side, and I was like, oh, they have like this whole strategy. They're very smart, but they like creamed everyone. So
yeah. Have you been to Japan?
No, I haven't.
Crazy. They're like, everything has a purpose in Japan, and like it's such a nice country.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite. And I went over like in 49 countries.
Wow. 49 countries?
Yeah, I'm at 49 now. And Japan, I think, is on the top of my list. After Canada, of course. I'm joking. You're not going to go there, right?
51st state, yeah. I went to Taiwan recently. I honestly didn't like it too much, though.
Taiwan's so different than Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You been there?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't like it too much. It was like such a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
To go back there and everyone's wearing masks and stuff, and I didn't understand what anyone was saying, and it seemed like some people were kind of like. Some people, they're like so happy to see Americans, and then some people are just like, get out of my country.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not American, but everywhere I go, obviously I speak English because, like, if it's not a French country, I speak English. Everyone think I'm American.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I'm white and yeah.
You look American.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that you were French Canadian until like you came over to my house yesterday.
Yeah. Well, when I speak, people know I'm not American.
Yeah.
A bit of an accent.
Let's see. What else do I got on here for you? That's kind of everything I had for you. Got anything else you want to add in there before we wrap up?
But I was curious about the Japanese leading the competition in your audition. Like, so in you guys' show, you always set up and tear down with the artist?
Everything. Yep.
Yeah. And it goes well?
Easy. That whole thing sets up in an hour. Trampwall, teeterboard,
That's
ramps.
Crazy.
So the ramps are all 6 inches wider than each other. So all you have to do is kind of like pull them a little bit and then put them on a dolly and then roll them out. So the ramps are just boom, 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 set up right away. The box jump, the landing folds up, but otherwise everything is just one piece, and then you just bolt on the deck, and then that's good. The trampwall, we have the trampwall trailer where it just folds right up. So that's new. I built that this year. That's nice. It's like luxury because it takes about 10 minutes to set up the whole trampwall.
Mm-hmm.
And for me,
wow,
my biggest fear is always someone getting hurt.
Yeah.
So typically we do the shelving.
Fingers,
you guys probably do shelving.
A tramp.
Yeah. And so I didn't want the team that I wasn't on to, because we had multiple units. So I wanted the team that I wasn't on to have the trampwall trailer. So, because you can't fall from too high if you're on a trailer like that. There's no like danger level. But when we do the shelving and you have to like climb up really high, gets a little dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the acrobats, especially when I'm not there, like they start to build a little too fast. And we recently had someone fall through one of the things. It was because we had 3 verticals and they were all on wheels. And then sometimes if they're all on wheels, it bows a little bit like that. And then the beams popped off. And fortunately, he landed on the level below. But had that not happened, it would have been really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But does the acrobat likes that, like to be part of the building and everything? Because that's not something. It's not something we do. So I'm
Yeah.
curious. Like, it's good team building or
the guys that I look for are, hard workers. Everyone, like, no one complains. We're very, like, I would say, like, I don't hire the most artistic people. I hire the ones that we're, like, the way we market our show is high energy extreme sports show. So think about everyone as, like, to a degree, kind of like Dylan Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole team is like that. So we all work
So
well.
they're willing.
And I always tell them, like, either everyone can make $250 a day and build, or you can make 200 and not build, and then I'll hire other people to do it. But everyone's going to want to do it because it doesn't take that long, and we've got it down to like a science, 1 hour basically. Because we do.
That's okay. That's reasonable.
We did like 42 shows last year, so the walls go up so fast and come back down, and it's pretty easy. I think I just wouldn't hire someone who didn't want to build just because of having that mindset of, like, I don't like complainers because
No.
I always tell people
No one likes complaining.
whenever people complain on my, like, job site, I'm like, you have the education level to probably work at, like, Burger King or something, but you're here bouncing on a trampoline. You have to enjoy it. Like, you should always be smiling if you're doing something that you love, and you would be doing it for free and you're getting paid. So, like, people, they get mad at me when something's like, it's like a really bad situation. And I always say, I'm having so much fun right now, guys. And they're like, shut the fuck up.
Like, at least you're there and you're in the same situation as them. You know? Like, you're part of the team, so they can't complain.
Yeah.
Like,
I always make sure.
That's what we do as well. We're always there, and I always take the shitty job. Like, if we do a setup or...
Yeah.
I'll take the shitty job. So I show them that, like, it is what it is.
Lead by example.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an interesting, one of the things that I read a book called Influence recently, and it's talking about how to, like, get people to do what you want. Sounds kind of fucking crazy, but
no.
Here's so when we would do the tours for the holiday shows, we would have to build BMX ramps and Trampwall, and we would have to do it like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we would have like 10 to 20 stage techs. And I was always in charge of all of the big acts and stuff that we brought. So I would be in charge of like 10 people, and it would be a new 10 people every single day because we're in a different city. So we would do one show, tear down, move to the next city, one show, tear down. And one of the things that I noticed, in the book, they talk about this. So I would say to every single group after we've been working for like 20 minutes or so, I'd be like, dude, you guys are the best group out of all the places that we've worked with. And sometimes I was completely making that up. But after I told them that, they were incentivized. They're like, this guy loves us. We got to, like, now we're the best group. So we got to show up all the other ones. And they would always work harder, and they would, like, be so talkative with me and, like,
positive reinforcement.
It was one of the things that I started doing halfway through the tour, and then the rest of the groups were just, like, amped to work with us.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good tip.
Yeah, you learn a lot of these things. You learn from, you can't lead people all the same. Some people, like Dylan, you need to be hard on him, but that's just how his brain is, like, programmed. But other people, if I was to, like, be hard on them or tell them to stop being a pussy or something like that, it wouldn't work that way. They would probably be like, what'd you just say to me? I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest in our business industry. Like, deal with people. Like, we deal with artists. That's the root of our business.
Yeah,
dealing with people. But it's what's good about it as well.
Yeah, it's a learning process for me. It's always, everything gets a lot easier as we go, though, and it's a fun
experience.
Job. Like this is the funnest job I could ever ask for. So I love it every single day. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we're bouncing on trampolines.
Well, usually circus artists, it's a passion. You know, like it starts with a passion. You don't really think as a job at the beginning, and then it becomes a job.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool about our job.
Yeah.
It used to be a passion, and now we make a living out of it.
Yeah. Cool. You want to add anything else before we go?
Oh, good. Thanks
Cool.
for
We
the
gotta go
invitation.
see the Mad Apple show.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for getting me a ticket to that. Haven't seen it yet.
No problem. It's going to be fun.
All right. Where can everyone find you at? Do you have Instagram or anything?
Oh, yeah. It's Nico, NICO _Fortin, FORTIN. And I think there's another underscore to it. But also you can add Productions Haut-Vol. Haut-Vol, it's HAUTVOL.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're a great company to work for. I've only said good. I just met him yesterday, actually, and I had only said good things about Oval. It was a very fun company to work for. So
Thank you.
if you guys need a
Appreciate
job and you're a performer who doesn't want to work for Off Access, hit up these guys. They're great.
it. Thank you, man.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. That concludes this episode of the Off Axis Podcast. If you guys found value in this, please consider sharing with your friends. Also, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everyone.